or change it in advanced settings. Well, I would have done that if I had known that it wouldn't have let me do what I wanted to do. So the only alternative here is to just like put it somewhere ridiculous like that. Hopefully the mic is picking up all right. It's DaamnKam, and you know who it is if you're watching this, which it does say nobody is, but you never know. Like, we dropped one the other day that got 6.6 thousand views, and it's right next to one that literally got 6 views, next to one that got 230 views. All right, so that don't happen again. We're gonna have to hold it, put that vape down, one hand the wheel, and we go. Yeah, so, all right. Damn happens every damn where, all over the web, Facebook, YouTube. We like a spot to talk. If you want a spot to talk, join us. That damn talk spot, .locals.com. As we said, human trafficking is much more than the worst of the worst that you're probably familiar with, the horrendous sex trade or child sex slave trade. It's awful. And as we were saying before the DaamnKam cut out, we've talked to some locals here that know of missing children. We've heard rumors that there is a operation on Oahu, our sister island, that is essentially abducting or transporting via boat away. It's all sorts of messed up. And this is not to degrade or even juxtapose against anyone's experience. This is just my personal experience. This is our experience being subject to what we consider low-level human trafficking. And also insurance fraud. Well, the answer is no, at least for one of the questions, as our thumb is gone. Okay, so we are actually en route right now to the police station in Kona, Hawaii. This is the police station that is integral to our own investigation as well as recollection of the events that basically constitute this human trafficking story. Okay, why? Why would a police station in Hawaii, 2,600 miles from Washington, be integral to this Seattle-Tacoma story? Well, because once we escaped Washington State, we abruptly deplaned in Kona and had our ride, who was our partner, of course, our girlfriend. I guess, nah, was she still just our girlfriend at the time? Not sure. But anyway, our other half drove us to the police station where we made a official report. At least we did our best to make a official report, given that the officers had a hard time entertaining our story. We now, over a year later, in fact, 13 months later, are going back to that very same police station to try and get a copy of that report that we made, hoping that the police officer did his job and actually made an official citement of the incident or an incident report. We will be able to request that, maybe not get that information today. We're hoping this does not turn into some sort of an audit situation, but we are fully prepared to handle it if it is. We do know our rights. We do not claim to be First Amendment auditors in any sense, though we do find them entertaining, and we do have a respect for most of the people that are doing that work. We feel that our job is of a different variety, at least for now. We have contemplated we've toyed with the prospect of carrying out audits on government officials, but being someone with as lengthy a record as I may not be the best idea, although it may be an even better idea because they may see that as further reinforcement of a narrative that would deprive us of our rights, whereas we may actually be well within our rights. And in other words, it might spark provocation from the police that could not reflect well on them. We have seen some failed audits where the auditors will be out of line. That's not good. Ultimately, today, all we want to do is make sure that an official report was made on record that this event happened, and then we can feel a little bit more comfortable resting with a little peace of mind that we don't have to carry the whole burden of proof that this event actually took place when we made a report to an outside entity, a completely different state's law enforcement agency, that another state's law enforcement agency was not only acting out of line, but seemingly acting above the federal government, which should and does supersede them. A little bit about our story. This one, we were convinced, we were led to believe that a quick psychiatric check would allow us to reboard a plane that we were asked to leave from. Complying with all of these demands, commands, or requests, if you will, we decided to oblige and go get checked out so that we didn't have to forfeit the $250 plane ticket that was already paid for, and we could utilize that and get on the flight. Well, after asking, we're free to leave. We're not detained. We can go buy a flight from a different airline, and that'd be fine. They all assured us, yes, that's sure. We decided, okay, then we'll go with you. We'll make it, this will be fast, and we'll get it done. Well, it wasn't fast. What happened was they put us in a stretcher and escorted us out of the airport. All eyes on me. They led us to an ambulance. We boarded this ambulance. They proceeded to drive around SeaTac grounds and pulled into a facility that was unmarked, had a giant electric automatic gate that opened up when we got there and let us in and then closed. And really, it was reminiscent of a police station, 100%. There was no signs, big cement building. We were escorted from the ambulance to the lobby of this building, and it's a double set of 2 glass doors. Doors here, you go in, they close, another set of doors here. Now, mind you, this was when COVID was happening as well, so people were wearing masks, and over the course of 2 hours, not even, over the course of an hour, we were unable to leave. When we asked why, they said that we were not fit, and they held us. They held us against our will. They lied to us by saying that we would be released. And when we were, quote unquote, found incompetent, I'm not quite sure. We were actually served with superior court paperwork in King County that did not list any crime or charge, but listed us as a defendant against the prosecution, which under prosecution, it listed this hospital. And we had no idea what was going on. We did not understand it. There was somebody that looked just like a cop, badge, gun, everything in this lobby. We were on this gurney. This was an hour and a half in. Once we were, I guess, admitting our will, and when we got up to try and walk around a little, they said we couldn't do that, and they had two security guard guys come over and handcuff us to our bunk, a little portable medical bunk, and that was not fun. We asked this cop what was happening, and he said he wasn't a cop. He says, I'm not a cop. I said, what? He had some sort of weird King County badge. It was quite bizarre, and we did not feel comfortable thinking that we were now being held by some sort of unofficial authority. So yes, we were trying to get up, and they proceeded to strap us down to the bed, feet and arms, and inject us with some sort of unknown agent that over the course of 20 minutes, we don't remember anything else, but we were led to a different facility, and we came to in that ambulance ride, presumably the next day because it was light out still, but we don't know. Were we there for 2-3 days? What happened to us? We don't know. The interesting thing is when we were in this other facility in which we were much more cognizant, this is when we were served with those papers and held against our will even further, and they told us that we were transported directly there from there was no record of us being anywhere else, which was the absolute horror, because now we're remembering something they're saying didn't happen, and we are sure that it did. We're also in a facility that we can't leave, and when we got to our room, though this was much nicer than the other place, our roommate had a little paper sign up against the window that said, "Help Human Trafficking!" ! And that was the eye-opener for what was about to happen over the next 12 days, held against our will. Our insurance was billed for this, hence the insurance fraud aspect of this whole situation, and that was the least of our concerns, though the fact that this facility gets paid to do this to people that don't deserve it is a daunting prospect, to say the least. Now, we were an unfortunate candidate, if you will, for we did meet some of the criteria that would lead them to conclude that we were not okay. However, we knew our name, we knew we weren't in a parallel reality, and we also knew what was happening. We have multiple phone calls that we were able to make to ourselves and record from this location. We called our attorney asking for help in Washington. We were able to speak with our mother, who had an intrinsic difference of opinion regarding all this, and actually testified on behalf of the hospital. Now, granted, she was going on some faulty information as well as some experiences this was on the coattails of that was quite uncomfortable for her, to say the least. So, can we hold that against her? Sure, we could. Do we? We try not to. We are working very hard on alleviating all resentment from our life, as we worked very hard on our 8th and 9th step when we made amends or are attempting to live our amends. All right? This was an absolute after we were diagnosed with schizo, and we had a stress-induced psychiatric breakdown is what the diagnosis was, caused by schizoid disorder. And we had literally forgot our name. We had all these crazy things happen to us, and it was awful. And then for this to have happened, it really did a number on not only our psyche, but our trust, our public relations with public officials. And that's something that can't be reprimanded. And this isn't a unique case to me, all right? This is the guy with mental health problems that this happens to that ends up going on to raise a few kids. And if this happens to this guy enough, what do you think he's going to teach his kids? That they can't trust police. The police are no good. And can you blame him? Because that's been his experience. Now, we are far from it. We are the son of a gun. We are the son of a true police veteran. Seattle detective. 3 decades almost. And also highly noted. And we have stories on that as well. In addition to an amazing set of interviews that will be coming up when essentially I just sit down with my dad and shoot the shit, man. And we're going to talk about old cop stories, and we're going to talk about when he shook Ronald Reagan's hand. We're going to talk about little Jeffrey Dahmer, as well as the Green River Killer and some Ted Bundy, and maybe we'll even talk about how he actually was indispensable in finding one of those characters. So that'll be something to look forward to in that DaamnTalkSpot.locals.com. And we hope to talk to you over there. Continue the conversation. Discuss the discourse. Divulge dialectically into different dialogues. We are asking you to join us. And part 2 of this video, where we actually arrive at the police station and we will record the encounter. We're going to go in there and ask them officially for all this. That'll be a link available in the description. And the link will take you to that DaamnTalkSpot.locals.com, for that is where it is. This one, though, you're probably watching on the Tube of You or the Face of Book or who knows what. But we hope to see you over at Locals. All right? All right. Session out. As always, DaamnKam with Daam Talk.